Good day, everyone. Joseph Siffert's Dignity of Human Person focuses on the idea that every person has an inherent worth simply because they are human. Siffert argues that human dignity is not based on things like success, social standing, or personal abilities, but comes from being human itself. His work highlights the importance of respecting all people, no matter their background, and shows that dignity is a basic right, that everyone should be treated with respect and care. Today, our group will represent a short discussion about bestowed dignity, the respect, titles, and recognition that society gives to a person. Some believes it is helpful while others think it creates problems. We will share our different viewpoints and end with a balanced conclusion. Let's begin.
I agree that bestowed dignity is good. Recognition motivates people to do better. Titles, awards, and respect push individuals to work harder, serve well, and achieve more. For example, in my own personal experience, I served as worshipful master of Cagayan de Oro Masonic Lodge number 298 in the year 2013, a role comparable to serving as president of clubs and other organizations. In the year 2016, I was honored again to serve as district officer in Misamis Oriental and portions of Region 10. However, I've always endeavored to keep a low profile and maintain grounded in humility, compassion, and kindness, not only towards my brother Masons, but towards all of humanity. I believe that true leadership is found not in titles, but in how we serve and treat others.
I also agree. Bestowed dignity helps maintain order in society because respecting teachers, leaders, and professionals creates structure and harmony in how we relate to one another. In the teaching profession, I've seen as a college instructor that when teachers are respected, students become more disciplined and cooperative, creating a more powerful, organized, and effective learning environment.
For me, bestowed dignity is important because it shows appreciation. When someone is acknowledged for their contributions, it boosts their confidence and encourages others to follow their example. For example, in my role as a community college instructor, I see this when a department head publicly acknowledges the extra time I invest in mentoring struggling students. That recognition not only affirms the value of my efforts, but also motivates me to keep creating meaningful learning experiences. It also signals to other faculty and staff that student-centered work matters, inspiring them to uphold the same level of commitment. So my understanding on this topic is centered on confidence grows with acknowledgement. Being recognized validates your professional judgment and instructional choices. It encourages you to innovate, take instructional rest, and trust your teaching practice.
Personally, for me, bestowed dignity can create inequality. People with titles may be treated as higher, while those without them are treated as less. But all humans have equal dignity. In my own opinion, dignity should be truly based on the character of a person embodying his morals towards society, and should not be based solely on titles and recognitions. Titles and recognitions are temporary in nature, whereas the true character of a person showcases his nature embedded in his character.
I also disagree. Vested dignity is unstable. It can be taken away. If someone loses a job or title, society may stop respecting them. True dignity should not depend on achievements or positions. As an area supervisor before, I've seen how respect often follows titles or performance. But when someone loses a rule or target, that respect can be quickly fade. True dignity should not depend on positions. It must come from the person's integrity and humanity, which remain constant regardless of achievements.
I disagree because bestowed dignity can lead to pride or arrogance. Some individuals with authority or high status may misuse their power or look down on others. This goes against the basic truth that every person deserves respect simply because they are human. With the reliance on bestowed dignity, a word granted by external status or power because it's risk fostering pride and arrogance, potentially causing individuals with authority to misuse their power and look down on others. This inherent risk contradicts the universal ethical standard of inherent dignity, which maintains that every person possesses equal, absolute respect simply by virtue of being human, regardless of their social ranks. Therefore, the argument concludes that relying on status-based worth is ethically dangerous as it violates the foundational truth of human equality.
And thank you for sharing. We are reminded always that in basically that all of us are existed, everything is given in the potency and act, regardless of what the world tells us, everyone is equal. Regardless differentiated opinions on layered human dignity or endowed human dignity makes us all equal. Therefore, we have privilege and right to appropriate, live, and share human dignity and human right towards common good, nation building, and peaceful coexistence at large. This is the intrinsic human value that we need to revisit and hold once again in one another, or else we can be trapped or snared by modern oligarchy, which narrates or defines human dignity according to wealth, pride, pleasure, and honor. Hence, we're exhorted for self-transcendence of the human existence. Therefore, we must not giving in around ourselves according to Paul Tillich. We need to go beyond that what makes us equal. As Ubuntu Spirit in Africa would tell us, I am, we are, I am, we are, and we are, I am.
Joseph Seifert's concept of dignity, emphasizing that every person has inherent worth simply by being human. The group explores bestowed dignity, which is the respect and recognition given to individuals by society through titles, awards, or achievements. While some argue that bestowed dignity motivates people, help maintains order, and boosts confidence, others disagree. They point out that it can create inequality, be easily taken away, or lead to pride and arrogance. The discussion concludes with a balanced perspective. While recognition as value, true dignity should stem from a person's character and humanity, not from an external titles or achievements. Thank you everyone for sharing your views.